Well, that is right. You are listening to the home of conservative, not bitter talk. Yes. I'm your host, Todd Huff. Email todd@toddhuffshow.com. You can send me your thoughts, your questions, your comments, your adoration and praise will also be accepted at that email address as well. Kidding, not kidding. We're on Facebook, YouTube. Where else are we? Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Yes, Twitter. Jack has, I guess, approved of us being on Twitter. Or maybe he's on a cross-country hike right now. I'm not sure. Folks, if you're on any of those pages, be sure to like us, share us. That helps us reach more folks, and it's good to increase the reach, both here locally on the FM and AM signal, and, of course, on the digital side of things as well. I want to start with a question. I was thinking about this yesterday, and I was thinking about this just before the beginning of this program. I am curious as to exactly how this works. You know that Team Biden is acting as though that they've won this election, right? They're acting as though that they've won this, and that, they've threatened to, or maybe they are suing, I don't know, regarding the transition process. This is remarkable stuff. Suing the Trump administration over the transition is like a team protesting the outcome of a game in the third quarter, or I'll even give you fourth quarter. That's not how this works. Anyway, it's amazing. I'm telling you, folks, I'm starting to see it on social media. There's some confusion. The Biden supporters are suddenly asking, I don't know if there's any Biden supporters. The folks that hate Trump badly enough to vote for Biden, they are actually out there asking questions. And we're going to talk about that a little bit today, but I'm wondering, since Biden says he is president-elect, since the fake news has declared him President-elect Joe, I'm wondering if his promise to cure Alzheimer's and cancer and diabetes, I'm wondering if he can go ahead and get on that, because I don't want to lose any momentum should this election tip back in the favor of Donald J. Trump. So I think we need to look into this. I think we need to probably let Biden do that. Those would be good things. In fact, that might be the only good thing that would come from a Biden administration, but I'm wondering if he can go ahead and get on that, or is he just going to wait? Is he going to make us wait until he's actually sworn in? Because I thought this was sort of day one sort of stuff. Anyway, something to think about. But look, there's a lot of confusion out there on the left. There's a lot of confusion. Well, I don't want to just say the left. Folks, there are people, we have a wide spectrum here. We have the radical left. Even within the radical left, it's a sizable chunk of the radical left, but you've got the godless, hate-filled, anti-American crowd. You've got that crowd, but that's not the entire Democrat Party. In fact, that's it's a bigger percentage than I care to admit, but it's not the whole of the party. Most Democrat voters are single-issue voters. I've shared this with you before. You know this to be true. You know a lot of people like this. You know a lot of people, I'm guessing, depending upon where you live or maybe your circle, but I would believe that many of you know people who voted for Biden, and they are a lot like you. They either just didn't like Trump tweets. I think that's a single issue. Trump tweets was a single issue for some voters. As crazy as it sounds, as misguided as that is, Trump tweets were an issue for many, a sizable chunk of voters. Folks who were offended by Trump's tweets, but they're pro-Second Amendment, they're pro-free speech. In some cases, they might even be pro-life, pro-Constitution, pro-limited government, but they voted for Biden because of Trump's tweets or because of the things Trump has to say, never giving any credence to the possibility that maybe, just maybe, the reason that Trump has to fight the way he does is because we're dealing with an apparatus. We're dealing with a corrupt government from not just government, media, political parties, commentators. You're dealing with professional deceivers. You're dealing in addition to that, you're dealing with the deep state, a totally flawed and out of control government. I don't think that this is deniable for a moment. Whether or not you want to go as far as to say deep state or not, that's something I think altogether different. But you can still admit, surely to goodness, that there's problems with our government, that our government is not run well, that it is much larger than it should be, that it is doing things it should not do, and it's not doing, in some cases, or maybe even many cases, the things that it should do. And so the Democrat Party is a hodgepodge of single-issue voters. I've shared before, I'm from a Union Democrat family. I know people who are pro-gun, pro-free speech, pro a lot of the things that are in the Constitution, in many ways like me, but they're staunch Democrat voters because Democrats have convinced them that they are on the side of labor and Republicans are for big business and, prepared to let the heavy boot of business rest on the throat of labor. And the Democrat Party is the only thing between them and their demise, the end of their way of living, or whatever the case may be, as though the Republican Party is standing there ready to rip money directly out of the pockets of the Union Democrat. That is the narrative. That is the belief. And this runs deeply. This runs deeply. And you can go on down the list. You also have your communist wing, which again is part of the radical left. You've got your Antifa groups. You've got Black Lives Matter. You've got all sorts of opportunists and protesters and rioters who are out there preparing to take advantage of the instability that we have right now to move people further away from American principles and values and toward whatever sort of chaos or government solution they want, which of course is nothing at all like what we have in the Constitution. And so there's a lot of confusion out there. It's amazing for me to watch and listen to some of these things, but I see comments from time to time. People really believe, as a matter of fact, Joe Biden is not your president-elect. That is simply not accurate. That is false. If Twitter wants to censor anything, if Twitter wants to put a disclaimer up on anything, they might want to consider, I'm not even arguing for this, but they might want to consider putting it next to that. They say that is the truth. Joe Biden, folks, is not your president-elect. He may be, and by the way, President Donald Trump may be, and that is what scares the living daylights out of these folks. But I'm starting to see questions. I'm starting to see, confusion, a lot of confusion, to be candid. People don't understand that Biden is not elected yet. People don't understand that there is a legal process that, by the way, the Trump team has a lot of evidence for. That's one of the things I keep hearing on social media or amongst Democrats. Just show me the evidence. Either show me the evidence or let America heal, which is in one sense remarkable to me because literally we spent 4 years talking about how Trump stole the election from Hillary Clinton with Russian collusion. Not one, I don't remember these folks who are saying this today mentioning one time how it was time for America to heal. Now, that doesn't mean that we should try to deliberately cause America harm, but it does mean that just because the shoe is on the other foot, that we are not, we don't fall into the trap of suddenly saying, now we have to compromise. I remember listening to Rush back in the early 2000s, and he made this point, brilliantly so, as he oftentimes does. He says that, when Democrats are in power, suddenly you'll hear about the importance of reaching across the aisle. When Republicans are in power, you don't hear that talk. You don't hear that talk. Journalists don't report on that. Journalists don't have reports talking about the dangers of divisiveness in American politics and that sort of thing. Instead, they talk about how terrible the Republicans are and why you should be part of the opposition. Folks, we had a group of Democrats that called themselves the resistance, resisting Donald Trump, whatever on earth that's supposed to mean. Whatever on earth that's supposed to mean. And now we're told, before we even know who the president is, to heal. I hope we take screenshots of all these things, just not to keep a database like the Democrats want to keep a database of Trump supporters, but just so we can remind people, hey, remember when you thought Biden was president and you talked about healing? Why can't we? Can we just pause? Can we all accept the reality that America needs to work on healing? But may I also suggest that before healing begins, we have to have an ideological winner. We can't heal when we have two groups that are diametrically opposed to one another, who are heading in completely opposite directions. You cannot heal until there's a winner in that argument. May I suggest that there is a winner in this argument, and it is the conservative. It is the person who does not want government to go bonkers and out of control, who wants to see it return to its constitutional roots. I believe that this is what most Americans believe. The problem is the ones who don't want that are louder and they're more violent. Dare I say even just the violent ones, not all of them, but if you look at who sets cities on fire, it's not the Tea Party, folks. Newsflash to the radical left, newsflash to the media. It is not the Tea Party who sets cities ablaze. It is not the Tea Party who loots and steals from businesses and destroys cities and that sort of thing. It is not the Tea Party who blocks traffic. We know who these folks are. Antifa, Black Lives Matter folks. This is what we're dealing with, and these folks are on one side of the equation. There's actually fear of these groups of people. There are some conservative people who just want to live their lives, and they're concerned. They're concerned about, heck, in some cases, going home if you live in cities, or going to work if you work in certain cities. I remember back in earlier this summer, we had some meetings near Louisville, and, we actually had people who I believe had to reschedule with us because of the protests and the riots and so forth. And I'm telling you, it's not the Tea Party doing that, but there's a lot of confusion. People are saying, just show us the evidence. Either show us the evidence or let us heal and let Biden be our president. Number one, Biden is not our president yet. He's not the president-elect, no matter what the media says, no matter how many tweets they censor, no matter how much they want to shut this program down or any other source on talk radio, which, by the way, thank God for talk radio. It's the one platform that they've come at for a long time. And if they get control of the government, they might come after programs like this. But they've not been able to stop it. They don't know how to stop it. But if they get power, they certainly have a way of suddenly having an impact on that. But on social media, they've got Jack Dorsey and they've got Zuckerberg and whoever else who are out there, that they can censor the message online, but they can't censor yet talk radio. I mean, of course, they can censor our digital version, but they can't censor this going out across the airwaves. So people ask, where's the evidence? We'll talk about this after the break. There is evidence. There's mounting evidence. There's overwhelming evidence. The question isn't whether or not there's evidence. The question is whether or not there is enough evidence to prove that this has impacted the outcome of the election. There's multiple examples. You can't count the number of examples of voter fraud right now. There's more than enough. There's tons of evidence. The question is whether that evidence is of the right quantity or quality to prove that there was an outcome, that it could change the outcome of an election. And so we're going to talk about that when we get back. And not only is there evidence, but folks, who has set the table? Who has set up the scenario whereby voter fraud is actually almost encouraged by what they're arguing to do? Kayleigh McEnany talked about that yesterday at a press conference, and I want share a bit of her conversation as well, or her comments as well. So that being said, we will do that after the break. Sit tight. Be back here in just a minute.
Listen to Todd's show on your way to work, but want to hear more? Don't miss a beat. Visit toddhuffshow.com/listen to catch the program anytime, anywhere.
Does your business have a plan for social media marketing? Are you reaching the right audiences through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and the list goes on? Are you learning from the data? Jarbo can help. Our team doesn't just come in and tell you how to be successful. We help you execute and measure your sales and marketing efforts. Give us a call at 317-834-6560 or visit us online at jarbomarketing.com. That's jarbomarketing.com. Make social media work for you.
It's deer season. Whether you are an experienced hunter or just looking to start, the Outdoorsman Sports Shop in Greenwood has the deer gear you need. With an indoor archery range, huge product selection, and a friendly staff ready to answer all your questions. We can help you through bow, gun, and muzzleloader season. Make the Outdoorsman in Greenwood part of your deer camp this year. Find us online at outdoorsmansportshop.com. Happy hunting.
If you own a rental property, you know the hassles of marketing, renting, collecting, and the handling of maintenance and repairs. One call to Zuluscape can put an end to your property management headaches. Zuluscape has over 20 years of experience helping landlords throughout central Indiana and taking the stress out of owning a rental. From A to Z, let Zuluscape handle it all so you can enjoy owning a rental instead of hating being a landlord. Give us a call at 317-663-8485 or visit our website at Zuluscape.com.
Did you know that there are 21,000 chimney fires annually? It's one of the reasons why it's so important to have a CSIA certified chimney technician clean and inspect your chimney every year. Keep your family safe by joining our 3-year sweep and inspection plan. And mention Todd to be entered to win $1,000 in cash. Contact Smalling Masonry, a Christian-owned business, at 317-903-8121 to learn more today.
Geothermal tax credits are back, making this the perfect time to install a new Climate Master geothermal system. Take advantage of this limited time 26% tax credit and begin cutting your heating and cooling bills immediately. Visit indianageothermal.com/info to get your free Climate Master information kit or call 317-829-1490. Visit indianageothermal.com/info or call 317-829-1490. Geothermal, it's cheaper than you think.
Corn Homes is expanding their 55-plus community. Briar Creek is the only senior manufactured home community in Indianapolis featuring Indiana-built homes. Floor plans and finishes starting at $75,000. Enjoy affordable, low-maintenance lifestyle with the charm of a residential neighborhood. Located minutes from I-465 in Fort Harrison State Park. Corn Homes, family-owned and operated since 1955. Check us out at COHRONhomes.com. Mention the Todd Huff Show and receive a $1,000 discount on your new home.
Business leaders, are your employees satisfied with their jobs? Do they enjoy coming to work and feel valued? Workforce Chaplains can help. Locally owned, we work with organizations to provide holistic care to their employees. I'm Marcus Schrader, President of Workforce Chaplains, and we offer your team a 24/7 support system that positively affects your company's culture and productivity. With our personalized pricing and diverse support system, we handle the issues that you wish you had time for. To learn more, visit us at workforcechaplains.com.
Would you like to save 20% or more on your insurance? Let AIA and Avon do a free comparison for you. As an independent agent, we can find savings that fit your needs and budget. We work for you, not the insurance companies. Whether your insurance need is big or small, give AIA a call, 317-718-1747, or find out what we can do for you at AIA4lowrates.com.
Welcome back. So, I want to start here. I want to start with this press conference that Kayleigh McEnany was holding yesterday. I want to start with this press conference because she hits on some of the points I want to hit on. Now, I'm not going to be able to get through all of what she says, but again, the questions that are being asked by Democrats or the comments being made are, just show me the evidence. Just show me. You're hearing all this stuff. You see all these articles. Trump's trying to, plant seeds of doubt in the minds of Americans. I mean, it's remarkable if you think about it. 2016, we were taught incessantly. There was no question. There was no curiosity from the media as to what was really going on. Hillary paying for the dossier and all this sort of stuff. Michael Steele. None of this stuff was Christopher Steele, not Michael Steele. None of this stuff was questioned by the media. No one cared. All we knew is that our election integrity was in tatters. That's all that we knew. Now, that's what they told us for 4 years. Can't trust the integrity of our elections. Our system of democracy is basically just hanging by a thread because of President Trump and Russia. Now there's no curiosity whatsoever. Now there's no, we can have absolute certainty in our voting system, in our system of governance. Of course, we can have confidence in the truths of our government, what it's founded upon, what it's based upon, per the Constitution and the Declaration. The problem is, can we have confidence that the people we have elected to be those who safeguard the liberties outlined in the Constitution and the Declaration, what those documents stand for and what they mean, can we have faith in those folks? And I tell you that the answer to that is unfortunately no. We have a mess on our hands. So listen to Kayleigh McEnany here, kind of lay out the case for what's really going on in this post-election count and voter fraud situation here across this country. Here you go.
Who want to have faith and confidence not only in this election, but in the many elections to come. There is only one party in America that opposes voter ID. One party in America that opposes verifying signatures, citizenship, residency, eligibility. There is only one party in America trying to keep observers out of the count room. And that party, my friends, is the Democrat Party. You don't take these positions because you want an honest election. You don't oppose an audit of the vote because you want an accurate count. You don't oppose our efforts at sunlight and transparency because you have nothing to hide. You take these positions because you are welcoming fraud and you are welcoming illegal voting. Our position is clear. We want to protect the franchise of the American people. We want an honest, accurate, lawful count. We want maximum sunlight. We want maximum transparency. We want every legal vote to be counted, and we want every illegal vote to be discarded. Unlike our opponents, we have nothing to hide. The integrity of our election matters. The Constitution of the United States matters. What we have seen across the country is Democrat officials systematically trying to do an end run around the Constitution to tip the scales of the election in their favor. As Justice Gorsuch wrote in DNC versus Wisconsin state legislature, our oath to uphold the Constitution is tested by hard times, not easy ones. Last-minute changes to longstanding election rules risk other problems too, inviting confusion and chaos and eroding public confidence in electoral outcomes. Pennsylvania is a case study in just this. Allow me to just broadly review 3 points that have happened in Pennsylvania. Number
Yeah, we're not going to get into those. I don't have time. It takes a couple more minutes. But she makes the case here. She makes the case for, and she kind of laid out there, the concerns for, well, just what we found with voter fraud around this country. It is undeniable, folks. There is absolutely evidence of voter fraud. For starters, and I heard Rudy Giuliani make this point, signed affidavits, witnesses, people who agree to be witnesses, they are evidence. In fact, I almost commented to someone last night on social media. I didn't. I think that people on social media, 9 times out of 10, they they're not there to be persuaded. They ask a question, and I don't think that the question, almost in all circumstances, I'm sure there's exceptions, but most times people on social media are really just trying to advance their agenda. They're not there to have a real debate. This is one of the problems I have with social media. People will say things on social media that they would never say in person or your face. I'm actually the opposite. I would say something before I would write it. And the reason, it's not because I'm hesitant about something I say. It's because I like people to hear me say it versus read it. Because I think that, in fact, Pedals, who helps us with some marketing stuff, sometimes she puts some stuff together. And I say, nah, I don't want to send that out. And I confuse her because it's probably what I said on the show. I said, yeah, but I've been able to set that up with something else that I said prior to that. And you can also hear my tone, and it has a different feel. And my point is that I'm more likely to say it than I am to post it, because I think you lose some of that. I think that verbal communication, of course, in person's best, but the next best form is to hear someone's voice. You can hear it coming through this magnificent voice you hear coming through the airwaves today. You can hear and feel and sense the conservative, not bitter elements. Sometimes that gets lost in just the written word, kind of like emailing or texting someone instead of, sometimes there can be confusion, since most communication is nonverbal. And even though, of course, you're listening to my voice, I'm speaking verbally, you can also pick up on the nonverbal cues, meaning the tone, the tenor, you get a feel. Anyway, the point is, most people are not like that. Most people don't really want to have a debate on Facebook or Twitter. They might want to have a debate. They want to have a fight. They want to have a Facebook face-off, as I like to say. They're not really interested in being persuaded. They're there to just basically hunker down and have the echo chamber of people who agree with them. But insofar as these are legitimate questions, where's the evidence? Where's the evidence of voter fraud? For starters, as Rudy Giuliani pointed out yesterday, I heard him do this, in an interview with, I don't know if it was Newsmax or OAN or who it was with. But I heard Rudy Giuliani say that witnesses are by definition evidence. And it reminded me when I went to, when I served on a jury, that's true. This is a witness, especially one that has a signed affidavit telling people, making the allegation of what they saw in their particular precinct or whatever. This is evidence. Now, the question isn't whether there's evidence. Again, I said this earlier, I say this again. The question isn't whether or not there's evidence of voter fraud. There's voter fraud evidence all over the place. We have dead people voting. Is that not fraudulent? I know that the left is often anti-science, but folks, if you're dead, I think it's pretty difficult to vote. I would go as far to say it's anti-science to say that they can vote. Unless, of course, there's divine intervention, whereby that's not science, that's miraculous. That's what makes it a miracle if God raises these people from the dead to vote, which is apparently, I guess, what we're supposed to believe, except for the radical left is the atheistic wing of America. So I don't know what they're supposed to. I guess Mother Earth has caused them to be reborn in time to cast a ballot, regardless what the case may be. That is evidence. When people sign affidavits who say that that envelopes, the postmarks were changed or added to make it look like they were received before they were actually received, that is evidence of voter fraud. Again, you can say that's not enough or that's not compelling. Well, of course it should be compelling, because why would you change a date if it didn't matter? The reason they changed the date is because there are laws on the books, and it's remarkable. I watched an interview on Fox. Fox is rapidly becoming as belligerent and as, they're quickly approaching CNN and MSNBC status. Some of the things I've seen on there, from Sandra Smith totally appalled that someone would come on there and say that that Biden was not the president-elect. We called it, she said on a hot mic, not realizing. Trace, we called that, rolling her eyes at the guest. I saw another person interviewing someone, I think it was Murdaugh, from Trump's legal team. And she didn't seem to grasp the idea that it is literally against the law to count a ballot that was received in Pennsylvania after Election Day. She's like, well, but people mailed them before Election Day. And I could see Tim Murtaugh's face. He was dumbfounded. But the date that they have to be received, it literally says received by. Folks, if you count votes that were received after the date, after the deadline, that is by definition voter fraud. That is not the way that is a direct violation of the law. It is a direct violation of the law in Pennsylvania. And by the way, I'm telling you what, the Pennsylvania situation is shaping up incredibly well for Team Trump, unless they can hide and deceive the courts as to which votes were actually counted or received before the deadline and which ones were received after, which I put nothing past these folks. There is a fair chance, even perhaps a good chance, that Pennsylvania could, in fact, flip for Trump if what we're being told is true about the numbers. Dead people voting. We have some ballots. I'll share this with you from the Epic Times. Some ballots were postmarked as coming back. The date that they were returned was earlier than the postmarked date of them going out. So in other words, the postmark of the ballot going out might have said October 15th, but the postmark of the ballot coming back might have said October 12th. That is not even possible. Again, maybe it is for the anti-science party, the Democrat Party, but it is not. As a matter of fact, it is completely impossible. There's over 20-some thousand ballots I think it's in Pennsylvania, that meet that criteria. Anyway, I'll go through that as well. But the idea that there's no evidence, there's signed affidavits, there are problems with so-called glitches. I don't even want to get into some of the deeper stuff yet, but just on the surface, there's people in Nevada. There's allegations of a van that said Biden-Harris on it with boxes of ballots that were being filled out there in the van. There are people who don't live in Nevada who got ballots to vote in the state of Nevada. Around 10,000, they believe. Who knows? Dead people voting. Who in the world is out there saying there's no evidence? This is all documented. Some of this is working its way through the courts right now. And there's people that have signed affidavits saying these things. I'm just scratching the surface. That's not even getting to the heart of the matter. It's just telling you the basics. I got to take a break. Come back and continue this conversation in just a minute. Sit tight. See you in a few.
Is it possible to be a fan of the show if you don't have the gear to prove it? Why not be safe and remove all doubt? Shop for official merchandise at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
Need to refresh or renovate your commercial space? Call Interior Construction Services today. Providing the highest level of quality construction at a competitive price, our service-minded team is here to deliver the detail-oriented environment you're looking to create on time and on budget. Call us at 317-991-4660 or visit us online at interiorconstruct.com. Interior Construction Services. Progressive, productive, professional.
The compassion of Christ. It's living life connecting to the broken and messy world. It's not simply walking down the street and dropping a quarter in someone's bucket. It's been perverted by Satan from biblical compassion to feeling sorry for, and sympathy isn't where God wants us to live. It's connecting to broken people in our daily life. Living the compassion of Christ.
Are you concerned about your investments? Intrepid Financial has been educating, customizing, and servicing Hoosier investment portfolios since 1998. Our family-owned and operated business builds strong bonds with our clients. When you call, we answer the phone, always ready to walk you through your investment strategy. Intrepid means without fear. We want our clients to be fearless, to feel secure with their investments. Give us a call at 317-818-1776 or visit us online at intrepidfinancial.com.
Our word can't be diluted because we are taught that a promise is a commitment in which you always follow through. No ifs, ands, or buts. So every time you walk through Greg Hubler Chevrolet doors, you can count on the advice and expertise we provide you. Because when we make a promise, we keep it. Greg Hubler Chevrolet. Promise kept. Visit GregHublerChevy.com. Find new roads.
Wallace Construction is a family-owned business with 45 years' experience in asphalt, concrete, and seal coating. At Wallace Construction, our wide variety of experience and top-notch customer service have helped us build a strong reputation in central Indiana. But we don't rest on that reputation. We build it, one job at a time. If you have an upcoming project, call us at 317-422-5356. That's Wallace Construction, 317-422-5356, and ask for Richard or Roger.
You rely on your vehicle every day. It's not a member of the family, but you spend as much time with it as most family members. You wouldn't take your family to just any doctor, so don't trust your vehicle to just any repair service. At Raymond's Auto and Truck Repair in Plainfield, we have well-trained, caring technicians that have the expertise to get you back on the road. For 25 years, we've been servicing personal, commercial, and fleet vehicles. Give us a call at 317-838-7112 for the car service you deserve.
What if your bank treated you like a person instead of an account number? What if you could sit across from the person you are opening an account with or requesting a loan from and have an actual conversation? You may be thinking, Todd, that's crazy talk. Well, not at Citizens Bank. Come visit them in Monrovia and meet Nick Gibson, their new branch manager, and the rest of their staff. Or give them a call at 317-831-0110. Citizens Bank is an equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Healthcare is expensive and complicated. Did you know that as a Christian business owner, it is possible to provide access to affordable health benefits for your employees? Remodel Health has helped employers across the United States save over $22 million in the past 3 years. Our innovative approach allows your employees to have the health benefits they need at a cost you can afford. Go to remodelhealth.com/Todd to help your employees find the healthcare they deserve. Remodel Health. Rethink employee health benefits.
Welcome back. Really quickly here, I'm off schedule, as I am often prone to do, but Epic Times is reporting that in the state of Pennsylvania, there are more than 20,000, in fact, I believe there's 23,000 absentee ballots that have impossible return dates. I mentioned this before the break. 23,000 ballots, absentee ballots, that have been submitted in Pennsylvania. 23,000. The postmark of those going out, right? So you request your absentee ballot. It goes out. It has a date of, say, October 15th. That same ballot shows a return postmark of, say, October 12th. That is, again, I don't want to blow the minds of the radical left here, the anti-science movement, those who are confused when life begins, for example, those that are confused about the laws of economics, those that are confused about other general truths about humanity, the nature of mankind, and the beauty of our Constitution. I don't want to confuse these folks, but that is possible. Take it easy. I'm just having a little fun here. They also found that 35,000, just about, not quite, 35,000 ballots in Pennsylvania, absentee ballots, were returned on the same day that they were mailed out. Now, can you imagine this happening? For those of you that have any dealings with the post office, the postmark says is, again, let's say November 1st, or no, let's say October 20th. You get it on the 20th. You fill out your ballot on the, so it was postmarked when it processed the post office, right? That doesn't mean that it gets there on the day that it says. It just means that that's the day that the postmark or the post office processed it to pass through their facility. So it got there on the same day, which is remarkable. Got to you at home. Then that person filled it out. 35,000 of them filled that ballot out, sent it back in. The post office received it and postmarked it to go back out back to the state that very same day. Remarkable speed with our post office. Remember the Democrats were telling us too that Trump was going to destroy the post office. It sounds like Trump really made the post office work in hyperdrive here. And then there's another 51,000 that were postmarked as going out to the voter on, again, the example is October 20th. They received them, filled it out, and then they were postmarked going back the following day, say October 21st. Again, this is just not possible, folks. Again, you have to pick up, it just isn't the way that this works. In fact, if mail is postmarked on October 20th, for example, the idea that it gets to you the next day in and of itself is not necessarily likely, let alone that you fill it out, complete your ballot, put it in the mail, and then it's postmarked as received and postmarked to go back out again that same day. The likelihood of this defies common sense. But then again, what does all these other things tell us as well? Quick timeout is in order. You're listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff. Back in just a minute.
Looking to make a conservative, not bitter fashion statement? Check out our apparel online, including brand new items at toddhuffshow.com/shop today.
This is the sound of your typical do-it-yourselfer in completely over his head.
For heating, plumbing,
and electrical done right.
Call Mr. Quick. Call Mr. Quick. Dial the number, spell the word. For on time.
We all know having health insurance doesn't always equal health care. That's why at Freedom HealthWorks, we believe the key to maintaining good health is based on a straightforward, personal relationship with your physician. With our direct doctor-patient relationship model, we remove your healthcare middleman and replace him with transparent pricing and incentive to call your doctor at the first sign of illness. So if you're ready to experience real care from a doctor that really cares about you, go to freedomhealthworks.com and learn more about the benefits of our direct primary care model. Freedom HealthWorks. Be treated better.
Have you seen the price of custom cabinetry and countertops lately? If you're looking for quality, affordable remodels, call Carriage House Woodworking. Our helpful professionals will walk you through every step of the process. We're offering a free sink base with qualifying purchases. Just enter CHWEINC.com/Todd or call 317-406-3042. Call Carriage House Woodworking. You won't have to spend your kids' inheritance just to upgrade your kitchen.
Hey, Indianapolis. By now, you've probably heard about Jody Dowdle with Midwest Tax Group. Jody and his team are experts at helping you prepare your personal or small business tax returns. You can count on Midwest Tax Group to get every deduction possible and work for your higher refund. And not just on this year's taxes, they'll check your prior returns for any tax savings you may have missed for free. Are you behind on filing your returns? They can file past due returns and help negotiate with the IRS, too. They complete most tax returns within a week and charge an affordable flat fee, no hourly billing. And as their client, you can consult with the team at Midwest Tax Group year-round at no charge. Midwest Tax Group has 4 office locations in Castleton, Greenwood, Plainfield, and Greenfield, with evening and weekend appointments available. Schedule your appointment today at 317-288-5260. That's 317-288-5260. Or visit their website at mwtaxgroup.com. Midwest Tax Group can help you more than any piece of software ever could.
When life is hard for the women you care about, there is help with issues such as widowhood, anxiety, depression, or abuse. They don't have to go through it alone. Peace Restored is there to walk with women through the journey. Peace Restored helps women through free mentoring, counseling, and education. When life is hard, Peace Restored is there to help women you care about find hope and healing. To learn more, visit peacerestored.net.
Anxiety, depression, relationship problems, past trauma. Problems rarely get better when given time. Care to Change Counseling can help. Our professionals combined evidence-based care models with scripture to get you on the path to a productive life. We are here to help you make the changes you need for a healthier, happier you. Take that brave step today. Call Care to Change at 317-790-9396 or visit caretochange.org.
Welcome back. You know, one thing I also wanted to make sure I took time to do today was to recognize today is Veterans Day. These things are important. These moments, these holidays, these moments to reflect upon our country and those who have made it possible, those who have protected and defended this greatest nation in the history of the world. Again, not because of our DNA, not because we're something special, although I will say that living in a society like the United States, living in a culture like this, living in a framework that the government is basically the closest framework for how God expects us to live this side of heaven. Yes, we've got the corruption and all the stuff we've talked about the rest of this show, but the system in and of itself is a beautiful thing. And it actually, by being a part of that system and having those liberties and freedom, we do, I think, become a better version of ourselves, or at least we have the opportunity to do so. But that is true for anyone. That's not just because of who we are. It's because of where we live and what we have. And that, my friends, is made possible by those who have decided to defend it. Freedom is not free, as you've heard. Freedom is not free. The ultimate freedom we have through Christ was not free. We didn't pay anything for it, but he, of course, paid with his life. And likewise, the freedom that we have in this nation, is not free. Brave men and women have to be prepared to face those enemies who are hell-bent on taking away our liberties, hell-bent on taking away our freedoms, hell-bent on taking away those things that we have so that they can enact their own forms of tyranny, oppression, whatever it is, their own maniacal schemes. And I'm reminded of course, the war on terrorism and what that ideology, that wicked, morally bankrupt ideology teaches and proclaims as truth. It's sick and disgusting, and that has been defeated because of people in our military. And not just that, but you go through history. You look at World War II, and I'm reminded of D-Day. I'm reminded of those heroes who fought in the Vietnam War. We can go through the list of battles and wars and so forth, and even those folks who voted for Biden who served in the Civil War. Kidding. But the point is, I just want to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you to those of you who served, no matter where you served, no matter how long you served, no matter what the circumstances were, no matter if you're a brave Vietnam war veteran who came back to a country that despised you. I'm sorry for that. That is inexcusable. People can have questions about whether or not we should be in a war without attacking those who were in the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, Marine Corps, whoever, whatever branch. You can have questions about a war without attacking individuals, and throughout our history, that has not always happened. And if you were in the military during relative times of peace, or if you served in Germany during the Cold War, or wherever you were, I just want to say thank you. Regardless of the branch, the circumstances, America is free because of people like you, and I am incredibly grateful. Thank you. Happy Veterans Day, and I've got to take a break. Come back and wrap up. You're listening to Conservative Not Bitter Talk. I'm your host, Todd Huff, back here in just a minute.
Like what you hear on Todd's show? Why not get more by signing up for Todd's free Semi-Sweet Morsels of Truth newsletter? To subscribe, visit toddhuffshow.com/subscribe or text HUFF to 31996.
There's a lot going on in the world today, and with so much going on, it's sometimes hard to maintain balance. Jesus said in John 16:33, "In this world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world." I'm Pastor Jeff Floyd of the Martinsville First Church of the Nazarene. To experience how life can be better with Jesus, come worship at M1 Church at 10 a.m. this Sunday, 1609 John R. Wooden Drive in Martinsville, or catch our live stream service on Facebook at M1 Church. For more information, visit m1nazarene.org. Have a great day today in Jesus.
Did you know that there are 21,000 chimney fires annually? It's one of the reasons why it's so important to have a CSIA certified chimney technician clean and inspect your chimney every year. Keep your family safe by joining our 3-year sweep and inspection plan. And mention Todd to be entered to win $1,000 in cash. Contact Smalling Masonry, a Christian-owned business, at 317-903-8121 to learn more today.
Hi, this is Caleb with Gluff Plumbing. Does your home need some plumbing updates? Gluff Plumbing is your solution. We specialize in updating old plumbing, everything from water heaters to well pumps, to underground leaks and everything that has to do with water entering and leaving the home, including water and sewer main excavations. We pride ourselves on old-fashioned customer service. Call Gluff Plumbing at 765-721-6789 or visit gluffplumbing.com. That's GLUFF plumbing.com. Call us today.
Does your business have a plan for social media marketing? Are you reaching the right audiences through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and the list goes on? Are you learning from the data? Jarbo can help. Our team doesn't just come in and tell you how to be successful. We help you execute and measure your sales and marketing efforts. Give us a call at 317-834-6560 or visit us online at jarbomarketing.com. That's jarbomarketing.com. Make social media work for you.
All right, here we go. $100 down, $200 back at $300.
I went to my first firearms auction a few years ago. It was hosted by TJ Freege, one of my good friends from high school, who is a champion auctioneer and one of the best in the business. In spite of objections from liberal legislators, I walked away with a .22 rifle and a few boxes of ammunition. And I had a great afternoon with my grandpa that I won't soon forget. If you've ever wondered what treasure you could find in an auction, visit FreegeAuctioneers.com and take a look at their upcoming Central Indiana auction schedule. That's Freege, F-R-E-I-J-E, auctioneers.com. Visit FreegeAuctioneers.com.
Hi, I'm TJ Freege, owner and lead auctioneer at Freege & Freege Auctions and Marketing. I invite you to come see the power of live auctions. It's fast, it's fun, it's transparent, and it's the absolute best way to ensure you get fair market value for your asset today. Get results, go auction.
Ever wondered what shooting a real machine gun feels like? At Indy Trading Post, you can have an awesome and safe shooting experience in our family-friendly environment. Firing a weapon on full auto is something you will always remember. Schedule some range time today and let Indy Trading Post give you the real machine gun shooting experience. We guarantee you'll have a blast. Give us a call at 317-782-4867 or schedule your range time at fullautoindy.com.
Welcome back. I went really quickly. I'm just looking at some of the comments and things that I have been seeing from the left, from those who think that they know that Donald Trump has no chance. Folks, this still has I'm not predicting that it's going to prevail or anything along those lines. I am saying to act like this is about recounts in multiple states is simply not dealing with reality. We are dealing with allegations of fraud. We are dealing with the possibility of ballots in mass not being legal votes. And those, of course, absolutely unequivocally should not be counted. We'll see what happens, but I've got to go. Thank you so much for listening, guys. SDGC tomorrow. Take care.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. That's 800-764-9168.
As a listener of this program, I have no doubt that you embrace the value of hard work, honesty, and integrity. And when you have the opportunity to work with a company that fully embraces and shares these values, I'm sure you jump at it. Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing is just that type of company in Central Indiana. Jeff and Jod Woods have a team of professional technicians here to help tune up your furnace or install a quality new train system. And they're also here to fix those nasty plumbing problems that seem to happen at the absolute worst time. So the next time you have a plumbing, heating, or cooling need, give the good folks at Economy Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing a call. Call 317-831-5279. That's 317-831-5279. Or visit economyheatingandair.com.